Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the Trustman's channel. Today's video is going to be all about my 2014 GMC Flex exhaust leak. We'll be going through the process of how to replace a GMC Flex exhaust leak. If you like what you see today, please do me a favor and support my channel by giving me a thumbs up and making sure to subscribe. Lastly, I apologize, but I do have a cold, and you can probably hear it in my voice. Hope that's a non-factor for you guys. But, all things aside, let's get started. So, for starters, for dealing with my GMC Flex exhaust leak, we got to put some WD-40 fast-acting penetrant on the corroded nuts and bolts so we can get them off. Let's see, as we're working along, as we spray this on, you're going to notice in a minute as we go along that some of these are a little bit worse than the others. On the skid plate, they weren't so bad, but on the actual exhaust itself, you can see just how corroded and rusted some of these bolts and nuts are. So, just get to work on getting all of this sprayed on, so it's going to be easier to get these off in a minute. Just thoroughly coat them. Alright, now we need to remove the nuts and bolts, so we're going to use this size attachment and put it on the drill. And you get to see my handsome face as I do this. So let's get to work on this. You can see I'm not actually talking as I'm doing this. This is a voiceover. What I'm doing is using the 15 size attachment to remove the skid plate. And for the most part, the nuts and bolts came off pretty easily. Alright. So next step for fixing a GMC Flex exhaust leak, now that we've removed the skid plate, we're going to take off the front exhaust sensor. Apologize for my hand being in the way. I'll give you a better angle in 1 second so you can see what I'm working with. Pop this first part off. I'll give you a better angle here to work with a screwdriver to actually get the sensor off. Loosened it. Now that that's popped off, we're just going to let that sit. Sit there. Now I'm going to take this 13 size and I'm going to take the bolts off of the exhaust itself. Now I ran into a problem here. You might notice that the bolt broke off. And because of that, I'm going to have to hammer out the broken part that's still stuck on the exhaust that you can see. And then I'm going to need to take a trip to the shop to get some new rust-resistant bolts. So that was a fun thing to deal with. Alright, so anyway, on to the next stop for fixing our GMC Flex exhaust leak. I'm going to be taking off the middle exhaust sensor. And getting to it's a little bit of a pain. I had to stick my hand through the side of the car where the wheel is. Alright. I'll be removing more bolts from the exhaust. Thankfully none of these stripped off, so I was able to actually get these out with any real issues. Alright, got those off. Taking a 15, moving on to the next ones. And you can see these have a little bit more rust and corrosion on these, so I had to put a little extra work into getting these off. And yeah, I was able to get them off with a bit more work. Alright, now we're going to be digging out our new exhaust. Look at that nice, beautiful exhaust compared to our old one. Give you an idea of the difference. So this little trinket that I'm using here is part of the next step. What I'm doing here is I'm using it's called an oxygen sensor socket remover. And I'm using that to actually remove the sensor from the old exhaust. A little bit of effort, but was able to pop it off. Putting it on the new one. And now I'm going to be doing the same thing with the other sensor over here. And now I've got my new rust-resistant screws and nuts from the shop that I'm going to be able to use to put on the new exhaust. Alright, we're putting the first part on. Now putting on the whole unit over that first part. Once that's done, getting the other part of the unit on now. Same thing, this first attachment piece. Come at it from the other side. And then start threading everything together so that everything attaches nicely. And then we're going to screw everything into place so that our new exhaust is properly connected. Once that's done, we are going to reconnect our sensors. Put the skid plate back on. And then finally reconnect the other sensor. And with that, you're good to go. Fire up the engine of the car and check to make sure that everything is attached correctly. Looks like everything's in order, not seeing any leaks, not seeing any issues. We are looking good. And that's how you fix a GMC Flex exhaust leak. Hope you guys found the video helpful. Thank you for watching, and of course, thank you for your support. And if you liked the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.